a business serving businesses since 1985. Everything from signs and banners, vehicles and boats, magnetic and real estate signs, contractor signs, and much more. Signworks can do large format, full color printing too. Signworks, a real professional in the business world. Call Signworks at 785-8899. Signworks, 850-785-8899.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WFIL 2 Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida. And now, the Gulf Coast's newest sports talk host.
Hey, there's the new guy.
Paul Wilson.
That is not winning football.
Paul is your pipeline to the heart of the action.
The defense can only play this good for so long.
Hot takes, big reactions, and your calls are incoming.
This week, it's really going to be crucial.
The Sports Blitz.
They're playing championship football.
The new Sports Blitz.
You can say what you want.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Time it is. It's 4 o'clock, and it's Hump Day, Wednesday, right here. And you're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, your place for all things sport right here in the Panhandle. And we're so glad that you joined us today. Don't forget tonight, Auburn versus Missouri. Tip-off is right after the show, 6 p.m. Going to be right after this show, so we're going to be rolling right into some Auburn basketball. Hopefully they'll be better than their football team. Either way, you want to be a part of the show, you can be. 850-215-6290, the Red 70s phone line. Red 70s, your place for custom apparel and all of the things that you want for your T-shirts and sweatshirts now, because it's so cold and it's getting colder. As always on a Wednesday. Why are you looking at me like that, Jeffrey? It's cold outside.
Yeah,
and you got to get out in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, definitely.
you better get your long johns on, because it's about to come soon.
I got some.
All right. As always on a Wednesday, we got Tennessee Brandon in the house. Brandon, how you doing today?
Doing good. What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for being here. And man, we got a lot to talk about today. A lot of big stuff over the weekend.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff that just happened. So, and as always on a Wednesday, Jeffrey, how you doing today?
I got 3 colors of long john shirts. And I almost wore one today.
Really? Like just out or under?
No, on top. Yeah, I'm just wearing one layer right now.
Yeah.
You're in a short sleeve shirt.
That's right, I am.
But anyway,
inside.
Let me tell you the reason why I didn't wear it.
All right.
It's orange.
Hey.
Thank you.
I didn't want to overwhelm you.
There we go.
What kind
Getting so excited about this Auburn basketball.
Yeah. Well, I just don't know what kind of people would wear orange out. Well, hey, if you're not going to a game, orange isn't, let's just talk about it. Is orange really a good color? Like, honestly.
Okay. Compared to yellow.
Yes.
Where's it at? Where's it at?
It's above yellow.
It's above yellow.
But it's below everything else.
And me being biased, being from Louisiana, of course, purple is above both of those. But a lot of people, they don't ever have anything that's purple in their, like wardrobe and all, especially guys. Girls, yes, I get it.
I think I might have like one purple golf shirt and maybe, there's not too much.
And it's probably a light one. It's not a deep one or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not even fully purple.
Do you have anything that's purple? Probably not.
Well, my son used to play for a team that their colors was like Clemson. So it was orange and purple. So I've got like purple shorts, and I've got like a hat that's got purple in it, obviously. So, So
a couple things by default.
Yeah. But, I mean, definitely before that, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And
I wonder if he's got anything
orange.
I was about to say, I wonder if he's got
Well, and that's the thing. It was orange and purple, two, like, your color and his color, which is terrible.
Makes him break out in hives.
Yeah, it's terrible. So, but either way, I mean, when you look at it, that orange really, outside of going to a football game or a basketball game or a baseball game, just any kind of sporting event, right? Well, why would you wear orange? Except for unless you're trying to make sure that you don't get hit by a car.
I had to say working construction.
Picking up trash.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You know, everybody talks about like Pittsburgh Penguins and then the Pirates and then the Steelers, and they all have the same colors, right?
Yeah.
But nobody really talks about Atlanta. They got red and everything. Even the Georgia Bulldogs, which aren't in Atlanta, I know, but they're all red. Like the Hawks, the Braves, the Falcons, and the Bulldogs. I mean, they just red all the way around.
But they're not the same color like the Steelers and the Penguins and the Pirates.
No, I think it just makes it pop more, that the fact that it's unusual, like black and gold, or
Right.
black and yellowish, you know.
Yeah.
Where you know, are they all red and black? Because the Braves and the Falcons
Braves
are.
more
The
like-
Hawks are too.
Braves are like navy.
And so is the
Or
Bulldogs.
dark
They're all
blue.
black and red. I mean,
The Braves aren't black. They're
not black.
I mean, they'll probably have a black
it's
jersey
blue.
and stuff.
Yeah,
but
they're
it's blue. It's a
secondary.
blue
Yeah, they're blue.
and like a deep
okay.
red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
guess
the
I go
only
with that.
thing they kind of move
Yeah.
off. But speaking of Atlanta, Bone Crusher, how you doing today?
All right.
Fantastic. We're having a great day today. And, you know, I want to go ahead and read something about basketball. Christopher Multicante wants to say it out loud. Canes beat Notre Dame in basketball last night, off to the best start in program history. So there you go. Miami Hurricanes.
Miami's in the best
Yes.
start ever.
Yes. There you go.
You know how many basketball teams in men's basketball that are undefeated completely, totally?
How many?
4.
Wow.
I
That's
can name
a long way.
I can name all 4.
Name
of
them for us.
You ready?
Give it up. Yep.
Nebraska,
Yes.
Arizona,
Yep.
Vanderbilt,
Yeah.
Yep.
and here's the one you'll never guess: Miami of Ohio.
Wow.
Yep.
But they're not playing anybody, Miami of Ohio. So they'll.
Well, actually, Vandy's done really well at avoiding
Yeah,
big
they are.
opponents out of conference, but they're already 3-0 and jumped out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Tennessee had a 2 overtime win against Texas A&M last night. I'll be honest with you, we were way behind, didn't see us coming back. I think I actually turned it off and said, I just need to go to bed, and woke up and we ended up winning. So
y'all, do you know if you're 3-1 or 2-2?
we are 2-2,
2-2,
12-5 in total.
So I have the Auburn games tonight on our radio station. I have an Auburn buddy, you know, and he's like, we're doing so horrible. We're doing so horrible. You're 1-2. I mean, it's early on in the season in the SEC schedule. I mean, you can't give up. You lost that game where they shot against Texas A&M, right?
Yeah.
You know, the buzzer went off and he didn't have it out of his hands. It could be 2-1 and it'd be a totally different situation in his head. But, I mean, the expectations for Auburn basketball, maybe a little unrealistic.
Well, yeah. Well, when you think about having the new coach coming from Bruce Pearl to his son Stephen Pearl, who was on the staff,
Yeah.
they were thinking that it was gonna go up, and just like Kentucky, they brought in Mark Pope. He's their guy, and it's horrible.
6
They're
losses.
almost calling for his head already. They love him. It's hard because he's a former player, former national title. They love him. They want him. You know, they were getting really antsy about John Calipari, and then they got the guy they wanted. They were like, "Oh my gosh, come home, son, come home." And now they're like, "I think he's illegitimate. We found out he had a different daddy." You know what I mean?
Was he even on scholarship? Was he a walk-on?
Yeah, like we don't even know who this guy is.
Yeah.
And so it's like
They have flipped.
They have, and I think it's actually has caused him health problems. Like he for
Like the
real
stress.
Yeah, he is. The stress is real.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal. But talking about Auburn, when you look at them going, like they are, this is the deal. You got to make sure you start getting going in conference play into February. Make sure you get in the tournament, and then it's anybody's game.
I think Mark Pope is your age.
Is he? Is he that young?
Yeah, he's really young.
Thanks. Appreciate that. I don't know. But either way, we are going to go to the Red 7T's phone line. We've got Mike on the line. Mike, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing fine, Paul. Paul, do you mind if I take the show in a different direction?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we're always good with our callers.
I'm worried.
Hey, don't worry about this, because I want your baseball predictions for the upcoming season this year for the Atlanta Braves, because I am a big Atlanta Braves fan. I'm a big baseball fan. and I'm a big Cincinnati Reds fan. So do you mind giving me your predictions and why?
Well, I'll tell you this. We love the Braves here. We actually give away Braves tickets, and I'm a big Braves fan, so I love the Braves. Hopefully they will get to the place to where our pitching comes around with the young pitchers that we have. They didn't get Kyle Schwarber like I was hoping they would.
Who got Kyle Schwarber?
He signed back with the Phillies.
Oh, Getty, I was hoping he would sign. I was hoping he would sign with the Braves or the Reds, because I'll tell you why. Braves. I'll tell you why. I think he would have been a good fit for the Braves team, but I'll tell you why I wanted him to sign with the Reds team, because he's in Middletown, Ohio. He's from Middletown, Ohio.
Yep, he sure is.
Which is Hamilton County, and I was hoping that he would have signed with his hometown team, because I heard he grew up with the team. All right, who do you think's going to win it on this year, Paul, and why?
I guess you got to still go with the Dodgers, and then if you look at the Cubs, with them picking up Bregman, that was a big deal. So they're going to have a say in that too. You know, it's really going to boil down to who is going to be healthy, because for the Braves, we lost every one of our starting pitchers that we started the season out with all the way through, and that hurt us, hamstringed us. Hopefully with the new change in managerial position and then getting some different staff, hopefully the Braves will do it. So I'm going with the Braves, going to play the Dodgers in the National League Championship. Nice. and then hopefully, my wife's a big Yankee fan, so hopefully the Yankees can get back. Yeah, I know.
God help her. God help her.
Well, she's married to me. That's her prize. So there you go.
Can I get my prediction?
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I agree with you on the Braves, but I don't want to hear anything about a three-peat from the Dodgers. They need to stop winning for a while. Actually, let somebody else win. I'm of the opinion that San Diego may have a good team this year. I hope San Diego takes it all this year. And the Yankees, I'm not a big Yankee fan, but however, I am an Aaron Judge fan, but not a Yankee fan. And I feel sorry for the Yankees, because I think they're going to get beat this year. And thank you, Paul, for letting me come on the air and talk about a little about my favorite sport, baseball.
Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate the call. Yes, sir. We love it when you call in. So thank you so much, Mike.
Talk to you tomorrow, Paul.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. So as we were talking about colors, orange and yellow can both be worn if you know how to wear it. Purple is an accent color. And, I think, that's something I wanted to say, because that was a comment that was on the Facebook page. So there you go. And Jeffrey, we'll work with you and we'll help you on your accent stuff to get you going. Okay. So we'll get it all figured out. But, talking about basketball, because we're going to really, once the college football season is over, we're going to really dive heavy into basketball. For me, it's going to be, you're going to get the same old for me. If you're looking at me changing up and giving these guys out west or giving these guys on the ACC a nod, I know Miami is doing good and all of that, but give me the SEC, baby, when it comes to basketball as well.
It's not looking good.
I know it's going to be a tough road to take, but I do believe the SEC is not a basketball's conference necessarily. I hope not.
Not this year.
But
last year we were doing great.
Yeah, but I'm saying with our football, we didn't do very well, so we got to do something. So baseball and basketball is our only hope for this year.
Well, we own baseball, and I think you know the answer to this. But Brandon, do you know how many SEC teams are preseason ranked in the latest? There's a couple of polls that are out. The latest poll that we saw, though, how many SEC teams do you think are ranked?
I'd say 6 or 7.
11.
11. Wow.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
And Tennessee's in there.
Yeah, I figured they
And
would
Alabama isn't.
And Alabama isn't.
Whatever.
I mean, 11. That's 5 teams that aren't.
one of the
Alabama's
5.
one of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's crazy. So we've got about 5 minutes left. I want to talk about something, and we'll probably have to table it and then come back to it. But I want to tell you guys that we've talked about the portal, and there's a lot of things that we've talked about. But I want to get your reaction to something that I was told today. And it's from an insider who basically, and when I say insider, it's just someone that's close to a player. Like, I've got a player that my dad knows, his grandpa. So, he tells him stuff, they talk about stuff. So I find out stuff as far as how they do it, how the offers go, how they talk to the parents, what they say, even what Tommy Joe Whidden and Adam Land let us know on how they do it when they call the coaches, when they call the player. And so with that being said, today I was sent a message, and again, these things are just what I was told. I'm not going to say 100% that it's the truth, but this is what I was told. I was told that DJ Lagway was given $250,000 by Florida State just to come and talk to them about transferring there.
Jeez. Wow.
I was told that, and I was like, wait a minute, he was offered $250,000 to come there? Because Tommy Castellanos was offered $800,000. And I was told no. He was offered $250,000 just to come and meet with the team. Are we getting to the place where now their teams are now giving players money just to come and visit? Are we asking for money just to show up? Because you do realize when you come for a visit, they get you front row tickets. I mean, look at what LSU did for Sam Levitt.
Yeah.
That's always been the case. UK, University of Kentucky, has been notorious for recruiting football players by giving them front row passes to the UK basketball when they knew, all these famous basketball players was coming in, and they would wine and dine them and smooze them as well.
Yeah. So
really, when you talk about that, that's something that kind of has already, always been done. Whether this is right or wrong or whatever, they would always find the prettiest girls to walk them around, and they would always make sure they take them to the best parties. They would always make sure they take them to the best restaurants. They would always make sure they wine and dine them. They did all those things. But now are we into the place where the portal is you're going to have a show-up fee?
I just want to say, as a Tennessee fan, if I find out that we paid Sam Levitt X amount of money just to come visit, of course, we probably paid for his hotel, and we did probably pay for his food. And
no probability at all. You definitely paid for everything.
Physical?
100%. An injury evaluation, paid a doctor. I mean, there was money invested into the kid.
But absolutely. But that's
$250,000. I mean, to me, that sounds absolutely desperate on the university side, thinking, hey, let's get them in the door and we'll sell ourselves from there. But the fact is, if you can't get that student or that student athlete in the door prior to offering them $250,000, do you want him there as a fan base? Is that something you're wanting? That just sounds irresponsible by the university. No, exactly. I mean, I'm still trying to gather my thoughts because I'm pretty flabbergasted that any university would do that. I mean, it's absolutely absurd that some of these kids are making the money they're making. I mean, $6 million to play quarterback in college for a year is mind-blowing. That's more than the kids who have made it to the NFL and gotten drafted on some rookie contracts. There's something out of proportion here. And, I'm still trying to break that all down, but that sounds just awful, to be honest with you.
Does that shock you? I mean, are you shocked?
Yeah, I don't want to use the word bribe, but it's kind of like one of those words that pops into my head. That just sounds awful.
So you're shocked.
I'm shocked, and I think that it sounds like bribery.
Are you surprised? Are you surprised?
Yeah, no, I'm completely surprised.
That surprises
you. If I was running university, and if I wasn't in the top 5, I would not even waste my money like that. That's wasting money.
It's just crazy because how do you even garner the relation? Like how? Obviously, you're going to spend money on your investment that you're trying to make. You know,
yes.
you're gonna do those things. You're going to test drive the car. You know, you're going to do all of those things. And you know what? If we're going to make a $3 million push for this kid, we need to know how healthy you really are, how you really are about this, and can you read this? Can you look at what we're running? Can you tell me if a defense is set in this situation? You know, tell me what plays would work right here against that. What would you like to try to do? Where would you like to put the ball? I'm just talking about the quarterback position right now, because to me, that's what you would do. That's what I would do. I would have you come in just like what John Gruden used to do, have a whiteboard set up. We draw. Give me a play last year that when they're set up in a 3-3-5, whatever, blah, 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 do this, do that, do that. Tell me where you're looking first. Where's your first read? Where's your second read? I want to know all of that. If I'm paying you $6 million, because there are players that play a system really good, but they themselves aren't really good. Look at all the quarterbacks. They had Phillip Rivers come back to play quarterback in the NFL because they couldn't find somebody else that they thought could do what he could do, which was throw it to the open person. Right?
You make it sound simple.
Yeah.
And it's not.
I know it's not. But I'm saying these kids have been playing quarterback from high school all the way through college, and they played on the big stages. And then because look at the national championship quarterbacks. You know, who did they bring him in over? Riley Coleman, right? What was his name? Riley Leonard.
Oh, Riley Leonard.
Riley Leonard was the
Notre Dame.
Yeah, but he was the Notre Dame quarterback that played in the national championship last year. He played one game in the NFL, and they said, "Oh, give me Phillip Rivers." Wow. What? And he was there the whole time. Yeah. He was there when Daniel Jones was playing good.
Yeah.
So either way, we've got to take a break. Yeah. But it's crazy. When we come back, we're going to be talking to Aaron Bearden. We got some big-time questions about these sports cards. You need to listen to this. You're listening to the Sports Blitz at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Taking your hot takes, rants, and takedowns. Let's hear it on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your spot for college basketball.
And it goes in at the buzzer. Got it.
Listen to select games from the LSU Tigers, Florida Gators, the Auburn Tigers, and the biggest games around the country play here.
Three-pointer, punch it in. Oh, you saw that coming, Rap.
The most live college basketball in the Panhandle.
Game is over.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida and the ESPN Northwest Florida app.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your forecast on this Wednesday. Mostly clouds the remainder of the day with a moderate breeze at 17 miles per hour out of the west, and look for it to be 62. Tonight, there will be a variety of some clouds and very light rain with the temperature reaching 44. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a high of 52. This weather is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
For exciting college football, the best boiled seafood, and the most game day fun, It's Lone Star Boil House. Watch the games on their huge Jumbotron. Challenge your friends to beer pong, cornhole, and oversized Connect 4 in their new adult lounge. Lone Star Boil House is where the locals go for incredible wings, the best boiled seafood, and a new breakfast menu. Saturday and Sunday starting at 9. Crush the follow on Facebook to catch huge game day specials. Lone Star Boil House, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
Ask for special ESPN Northwest Florida pricing.
The College Football Playoff National Championship. The magical run by the 10th-ranked Miami Hurricanes continues.
There's no bad play, no bad call, no injury that we can't overcome.
But they faced a top-ranked and undefeated Indiana Hoosiers.
All I can say is go IU and
Coverage starts Monday at 6 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Now, taking your collection to the next level. It's the Instant Replay Sports Cards Box Break. With Aaron Bearden on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, your place for all things sports related right here in the Panhandle. Got some great opinions too, but don't forget tonight, Auburn versus Missouri. Tip-off is right after the show, 6 o'clock, right here on your FM dial, 104.3. Also, don't forget, you want to call in, text in, you can, 850-215-6290 on the Red 7 Tees phone lines. We're blessed today to have Aaron Bearden on the line from Instant Replay Sports Cards. Aaron, it's been a while. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, it feels like forever. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing fantastic. We made it through Christmas. Jeffrey got me a good gift, and we made it to the new year, and we're doing fantastic. Did you have a good Christmas?
Did you get a yellow or orange jersey to fit in?
No. Weird. Unfortunately, I did not, because I didn't have any pants that would go with it.
Oh, well, they make those as well.
I got some orange and white checkerboard overalls for Christmas.
I don't believe
overalls?
you.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't believe you. You should wear it in here.
I might have to.
Would you dare wear no shirt underneath that?
Absolutely.
Got a tractor to ride?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a big green one.
And we definitely will have to lock the doors so the ladies won't come for either way.
What's under them overalls?
Nothing. Let's just move on. Kids are listening, Bone Crusher. But anyway, Aaron, so good to have you. How was your Christmas? How has the new year been for you guys going forward?
Oh, it's been great. Christmas was a lot of fun and a really exciting time here in the industry. A lot of new releases. All the companies are aware. People are buying gifts and all that. So, it's been a really fun time. And now that it's all kind of settled down, gives everybody a chance to kind of catch up on some of the releases they might have missed during that time.
Well, speaking of, I got one question for you. I know that Brandon's got a couple questions for you, and I'm sure you've got some new stuff you want to talk about, but I've got a question for you. Do you guys still have the Topps Chrome basketball in stock?
That's a good question. Today's been my first day back in the shop. I've not even been over there where the basketball stuff is. I think we do. But I would need to send somebody out and double check on that.
Yeah, because
sure.
I definitely want to look at coming over there and grabbing some of those. Those are getting hot, and I want to get them before they get too hot.
Yeah, that stuff's been going up. Hey, Cooper Flagg, I think, came into the league with maybe too high expectations, and for a game or two, it took him a little bit to find his footing, but I think he's been playing pretty well since then.
Yeah, he has, and a couple of others too, so it's been fantastic. Have you got any stuff that's coming out this week that we should be aware of?
Another good question. Yeah, Bowman Draft Baseball came out today. That's always a huge one. You always get those young players that just got signed, just entered the minor leagues in there. And for the past few years, Topps has been throwing some oddballs as well. A couple of years ago, some of you guys may remember that's where they put the Tom Brady baseball draft card with a little doctored up kind of AI picture of him in I think it was an Expos uniform. He was
I remember something like that. It was a pretty cool card that they made.
Yeah. So they've been dropping stuff like that into Bowman Draft the last couple of years, almost unannounced. I think they did something similar with John Elway as well. So, that just hit the market today. That's always a big one. People looking for those Bowman Draft first cards and autos every year.
Aaron, Tennessee Brandon here. Yeah, you're right. A lot of new releases coming out. Topps is cranking those printers up. They are spitting out new products left and right. I mean, you have the Topps 75 anniversary coming out, the 26 Series 1. So probably, I think, the first baseball series coming out this year, or the newest one. Then, obviously, you have Topps Chrome Update Series. A continuation. I'm guessing those would be the prominent rookies that everybody was chasing in the first Topps Chrome. They'll be out. I mean, you've got Topps Chrome Marvel coming out. So is this about the season that Topps, starts to do this? Like every year, I'm getting back into it. So is this the beginning of the year? Is this the time that Topps is like, all right, this is product release time? I know every couple of months they come out with something new. It just seems like a whole bunch of stuff's coming out like all at once.
Yeah, to be honest, we really don't know because this is still sort of in the infancy of like Fanatics taking over Topps. So a lot of the release schedules are up in the air and they're moving products around that maybe under Topps for the last 10 years, 15 years were, for example, say this was always a July release. And now they're going, well, we're going to see about making that a December release or a January release. Or we're going to discontinue that product for a year or two and retool it and try something different with it. So we really don't know. They haven't been doing this long enough to have set some schedules. So I don't know. Maybe Marvel, let's say Marvel Chrome just came out a couple of weeks ago. Maybe that is a, December or January release going forward. Maybe this is just when they manage to get it back from the printer. And so time will tell.
And with Panini's licensing kind of coming to an expiration, and Topps and Fanatics seem to be having the monopoly and licensing and all of these. Have you noticed any uptick in people buying Panini products? I know a hot one that's coming out, and it sounds weird for it to come out in 26, but it's Panini Optic NFL Football 25 will be coming out a little later this month. It'll be a super, super hot product. But have you noticed an uptick in anybody, in the Panini products now that the licensing is coming to an expiration?
Right. For one, on Optic, it'll be 25 because it's the cards that cover the 2025 season.
Yes, sir.
So traditionally with football, you'll have cards for, say, the 2025 season coming out all the way into, like, early summer, like when training camp starts. They'll still be putting out the last of the 2025 product. They just really can't get it all out within the 16 to 20 weeks of the season. As far as the change in Panini, no, because long-term collectors have seen this stuff come and go.
Okay.
And really your long-term collectors honestly don't care about the licensing and the logos and what's on the jerseys. That's more of something your newer collectors who are getting influenced by, social media people and all that, and they're telling them, oh, you don't want this if it doesn't have a logo. Those kind of people are in and out of the hobby so quick that the card companies don't pay attention to them for the most part. So I don't think it's going to change that much. Look, Panini came out with baseball back in like 2014, 15 or so, and they were not allowed by federal law, by this really dumb, archaic federal law that says, only one company is allowed to have the licenses and put the logos out there per sport. Panini put baseball out there, and they have a ton of fans of Panini baseball. It's a better value than Topps for the same price as a Series 1 Topps box.
Yeah.
You could buy like a Donruss box and have 3 hits in there. and put a lot of cool numbered cards and stuff like that in there. So they're fans of that product, just as they're fans of the Topps product. I suspect they'll do the same with football. They'll continue to make football cards, whether or not it can actually say Chiefs or Rams on the jersey, and they'll still get the autographs and the jersey pieces, the relics, the numbered cards, and it'll still be a great value. It may actually end up being, a lot more affordable than what Topps is putting out, because Fanatics definitely, they like their price tags.
Yes, they definitely do, and I know that once Panini's license expires, that they'll continue to make a couple, such as like the Mosaic and Elite. I don't know if they'll continue to make Optic. I think that's the last series, their last licensed series product to come out prior to it expiring. I know that Panini has retained their license with like the WNBA, NASCAR, FIFA, and UFC. So I know they're obviously going to continue to print, and it sounds like they're going to continue to print some unlicensed products as well. So, all right, cool. That kind of answers a little bit of my questions. And I know I personally like Panini cards a little better. I think they're a little better quality than Topps. Having them side by side, unless you're buying like an upper level Topps product, like a Chrome product, then I think they're very comparable in essence.
Yeah, I think they both make some good products. I would always caution people against the idea of calling them unlicensed. That really, it's a misnomer. Unlicensed cards are illegal. That's if you sat at home and decided you wanted to make a card of, Drake May or Shohei Ohtani on your own and print it out and sell it, that's an unlicensed card.
Understood.
What Panini or Leaf or whoever, Onyx, whoever they're doing, those are licensed cards. There's a difference between having a license and being able to put, the team logo on the jersey. That's a whole separate thing.
Okay.
And for people that, if they want to look on the backs of the boxes of the cards, whether it's last year's Topps football or, the upcoming Panini, or Panini baseball or whatever, they are all licensed by the Players Associations. That's the only license you really have to have is to get that person's likeness on the front of the card. That's all that's really required. They'll continue to put stuff out, and I don't think they'll stop with Optic because that's one of the most popular things they do. That's sort of their answer to Topps Chrome.
Yeah, Optic is probably one of my favorite products out there at this time. Yeah,
and particularly with retail, Optic is huge. A lot of your long-term hobby collectors, it's sort of they view Optic as something that kind of gets flooded like at Walmart. And then the hobby side of it, those inserts and things carry a little bit of value still because the hobby isn't overprinted. But, they're both, Topps and Panini, both guilty of overprinting their retail, the blaster boxes, the mega boxes, all that. They really make way too much of that and too few of the hobby boxes.
Understood.
I think, too, Aaron, when you look at how strong the internet is pushing for cards in the market and some of the things that you were talking about, how that these investors are going in, and a lot of these guys that are investors now into the card industry, they're making money on their YouTube videos. They're going to, they're more like influencers that just are using a hobby that, that people watch and look at and listen to and all of that. And let me ask you a question about that, because it's so frustrating for someone to go and to listen to someone online. And this is for the listeners that may be interested in doing this. But when you listen online and they go and they buy these cards, and then just so happens they hit these big cards, and it's almost like it's rigged. Is it rigged? Right. Or are they getting boxes sent to them and that Topps or Panini or whatever company knows that they're going to get 5 million views on this video? So, yes, they're going to send them something,
a loaded box,
so that they can really make the money and really push their product for them, because that's what they're doing. They're pushing the product for them, and I don't even think they have an agreement with each other. They're just getting these products and opening online, doing a box break, and they're loaded. They're loaded with all kinds of $1,000 cards.
Sure. I would like to tell you that all these companies are on the up and up, but I would also say, who's looking over their shoulder? and who is forcing them to be honest and play fair. That's been a long-standing allegation in the hobby that, these companies aren't putting maybe what they say they're putting in the boxes or giving good, boxes, or same with the grading companies that, certain big companies getting things graded or getting more favorable grades and all. Some of that's hard to prove. We all everybody wants to hear a conspiracy theory, about how somebody is getting something we're not. I don't know. I would love to tell you it's 100% on the up and up. What I do know is recently with Topps Chrome Update, for example, there was a story broke about a breaker who told people that, he'd spoke to someone at Topps, and because he's a big-time breaker, they were hooking him up with some great boxes. And he opened up a case of the Chrome Update and got 6 of the MLB debut patch cards in one case. They're supposed to be like one per, 100 cases or something like that. So, and a lot of people and a lot of breakers, a lot of shops canceled their Topps contract at that point and said, no, look, you took cards maybe that should have come out of the case that I purchased for my customers, and you took them out and put them in his case, to have this little handshake deal with this guy because he's gotten X amount of viewers. And, you just deal with him from now on. You can cancel my business. So, it's hard to argue with some of that when that stuff's on camera and you see these guys pulling multiple big cards that shouldn't all be in the same box, same case, whatever. Last year at Topps Industry Conference, it got very heated when someone asked him a question about the famous Paul Skeens debut patch card, which ended up selling for like $1 million. And Topps has put out multiple stories on how that card was found, where it was found. And someone flat out asked, they said, how do we even know that card ever went into a pack? Because there was a huge hype around it before it ever even came out. And Topps was using it to sell a lot of that product. Mm-hmm. Topps got very defensive. They gave yet another answer on the origins of the card, which did not gel with the previous origin story that they had told about who pulled it, where, all of that. They brought up that they have an independent auditing firm that comes in and watches their manufacturing process. People kind of poke some holes in that, it doesn't really paint the whole picture. So I don't know. I would love to tell you, like I said, that it's all kosher, and that if you buy a pack or a box, you got the same chance of pulling something as some huge breaker or whatever, or some celebrity buying a box and opening it up online. Some of it's going to come down to some of those people are opening really expensive products, and those expensive products are going to have a better chance of having those big, flashy, expensive cards. It's like buying a lottery ticket. You buy a $1 ticket, scratch it off, your odds of hitting, $10,000, probably not the same as if you buy the, I don't know, where they go up to, $50, $100 or whatever. Like, those are going to have bigger rewards in them. Bigger risk, bigger reward. Same with going to the casino. Play the penny slots, go throw $1,000 down at the roulette table or whatever. Some of that's going to be there, but as far as, are they putting the cards in at an even rate and all that? I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah.
I would like to think so. As someone who's a fan of the hobby and who occasionally opens a pack or a box of cards, I'd like to think I've got the same odds as some guy breaking cards on an online video for 10,000 people in his stream. I'd like to think they don't give him preferential treatment, but,
Yeah.
I'd love to know how we can prove that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Aaron, we're almost up against a break. Tell us a little bit about what's going on at the shop, what your hours are, and the location.
Yeah. So we've got this weekend Rip Night here at the shop, which is a great event, a lot of fun. We do pack wars, we do trivia games, a lot of prizes, a lot of giveaways. Rip Night is very fun. It's also very limited in space. We usually have to cut it off after about 20 people. And so that's going on Saturday night at 5 p.m. We've got our kids club Friday night. Bring those kids down for $10. They can get in a break. Then go home with a ton of cool cards. Meet a lot of other kids who like to trade and collect as well. And, we're here at 752 West 23rd Street. That's the Stanford Station next to Sweet Frog, right down from Academy, Chick-fil-A, El Jalisco, all that right here. And we're open 7 days a week. So Monday through Saturday, we're open until 8 p.m., Sunday 12 to 6 p.m. Come by and see us or hit us up at instantReplaySportsCards.com.
Well, Aaron, we sure do appreciate you coming on, and make sure you check and see if you've got any more of your Topps Chrome basketball, because Jeffrey owes me big time to get some of that. So either way, we're going to come down there and get it.
Sounds good. You guys take care. Everybody out there, have a great week.
All right, Aaron Bearden, everyone, from Instant Replay Sports Cards. We appreciate it. When we come back, we've got to talk about exactly what is going on with Alabama's former quarterback, Ty Simpson, and the Miami Hurricanes. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The Red 70s studio line is now open. 850-215-6290. Mornings on ESPN Northwest Florida just got unsportsmanlike.
Justin Herbert needs to be front and center when it comes to the brunt of the criticism that we direct to the LA Chargers. And from this moment forward, we all need to be skeptical of all of the preseason hype talk when it comes to the LA Chargers. Because when it comes to the postseason, when it comes to what we get from them in the playoffs, they're paper tigers.
Evan Canty and Michelle. Weekdays 5 to 7 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
We're proud to bring you the most popular cars in the world, like the stylish Camry and the sporty Corolla. Get award-winning style and 2.99% APR on a new Camry. Named the best new model by Kelly Blue Book. Plus, you get 90 days until you make your first payment. Curb appeal comes standard on the new Corolla. Designed to wow from the inside out. Get 2.99% APR plus 90 days until your first payment. Panama City Toyota, your Camry and Corolla headquarters.
Offer ends February 2nd. Visit PanamaCityToyota.com for details.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
Ask for special ESPN Northwest Florida pricing.
The College Football Playoff National Championship. The magical run by the 10th-ranked Miami Hurricanes continues.
There's no bad play, no bad call, no injury that we can't overcome.
But they faced a top-ranked and undefeated Indiana Hoosiers.
All I can say is go IU!
Coverage starts Monday at 6 on 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida airs the biggest games of the week from the SEC, ACC, and beyond. If it matters in college football, it's on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your place for all sports relations and your spot for the Auburn Tigers versus the Missouri Tigers right here. 6 o'clock right after the show. Basketball is full go. Stephen Pearl and those guys trying to get back into the win column. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of the show, you can be. 850-215-6290, the Red 7 Tees phone line. Also, don't forget, my microphone is being sponsored today by Humbert Diesel and Auto Repair. If you need diesel repairs, anything like that, anything dealing with diesels, you make sure you go over there and see those guys. I'll give you their address. It's 1504 East Highway 390 in Lynn Haven. So go over there, see Ty and those guys. Remember what they said about it. It's your ride, our pride. They take pride in your vehicle. So check them out. You can also look at their Facebook and their YouTube page, Humbert Diesel and Auto. So go check those guys out. That's going to be awesome. You know what? We've got a lot of stuff to talk about with the portal, and I still can't get over the fact that Ty Simpson was offered $6.5 million, right? That was the big deal. You said clearly yesterday, crazy, right?
Yeah.
Nuts, yeah. Right? Brandon, we haven't asked you, what do you think about Ty Simpson? $6.5 million is confirmed, Miami Hurricanes.
absurd.
Absurd.
I mean, just not to say the kid isn't worth anything, but $6.5 million. I mean, is it they're gonna pay him $10 million the following year? Does it just keep going up and up?
1 year. That's it.
Understood, but like they paid Carson Beck $4 or $5. Now they're paying Ty Simpson $6.5. Who's the next transfer quarterback going to get $8 million next year?
Eight's coming.
That's what I'm wondering. And it's like, and no offense, it's not because I'm a Tennessee fan, but Ty Simpson, I mean, he had a decent year, but he wasn't like
Tennessee,
top 3.
Well, wait a minute. Tennessee offered him $5 million.
We offered him, I believe, 4.
No,
4.5.
It went to 5.
Let's see, Tennessee and Ole Miss were at somewhere between the $4 and $5 million range. Yesterday.
Okay, well, let me tell you this. Last night, so yesterday, Ole Miss calls Ty Simpson. This is all documented. Ty Simpson actually spoke today. Miami offered him 6.5. Ole Miss found out that Miami had offered him 6.5. Ole Miss calls him on the phone and tells him, we'll give you 6.5 as well. We'll match it.
What?
Ole Miss said, we'll match it. A few moments later, Tennessee calls, says, we'll give you $5 million. We'll look at the other stuff that we can do to get you closer to the $6.5 million. Ty Simpson. That's what Ty Simpson said. All right.
What happened to developing quarterbacks?
So I'm just telling you.
Well, the difference is the $6.5 million in Ole Miss. That's just in SNAP benefits.
Wow.
It's a joke.
Wow.
My dad's from Mississippi.
Okay.
Half my family's from Mississippi.
Okay, so you can.
My daughter goes there. I mean,
so it's okay for you to say that. I couldn't say it.
I couldn't say it either. No.
You can take it, Joe.
Jeffrey can say it.
Okay, so wow, you threw me for a loop there, Jeffrey. Okay, so listen, Miami. Okay, so this is what Ty Simpson said. Miami was kind of like, all right, we're moving on, and then they lost out on Sam Levitt and came back with the big number. Simpson said, and then Ole Miss called again and said they could match it, and then Tennessee calls and says, we can't match the 6.5 right now. We can give you 5 for sure. And then we're going to talk to our collectives. We're going to talk to our other people and see what we can do to get it there. At the end of the day, though, this is what Ty Simpson said. I don't want to ruin my legacy at the University of Alabama. I'm a captain for the University of Alabama.
Yeah.
You find that very upstanding, admirable. I knew you would love that.
Yeah.
Now you're a Ty Simpson fan because of that. Because you say, yes, he's a man with morals. He didn't go after the money.
In allegiance, yeah. And you have to think about, things like that,
So you like that part?
I do like that part.
Do you like that part?
I guess in a sport where loyalty is at a all-time minimum, if that even goes together, at an all-time minimum, that I guess I respect that that's what he's trying to preserve. I think that was the quote-unquote right thing to say. I believe that he thinks he's going to be drafted in the first round. So that makes it
all
easy.
32 teams have said
allegedly.
Allegedly.
With his dad.
Now,
they were talking with his dad. So his dad doesn't lie. His dad's a football coach.
I know, but the teams lie.
Might as well be a politician being a football coach.
They said, "Oh yeah, you're a first-round pick, but I'm not going to pick you."
Now, with that information, I mean, it's easy to say save your Alabama, legacy because you're going in the first round. Now, if he would have been told that, you're a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th round guy, he's taking that $6.5 million. He's going to Miami. You know, it's easy to say that when you're allegedly told you're a first round pick, and that's what you wholeheartedly believe. It's easy to turn down $4, $5, $6 million. I mean, that's my personal opinion. It's easy to do so when you're told that information. But if he doesn't,
even though you're not going to make, because he knows he's not going to be the first pick of the draft, he knew that it was going to be at least just the ones that need a quarterback. There's 5 or 6 teams that need a quarterback right now that I mean, obviously, you're always going to have that Michael Penix, what Atlanta did. They had a quarterback that they just paid all this money to, and then boom, they draft one. I mean, you're always going to have that, the Jordan Love draft was a big deal. The Aaron Rodgers draft was a big deal. So you're always going to have possibility of those teams that have a quarterback, but that they don't really believe in, but nobody else knows that because they go in and get a draft on their quarterback first round. So that's it. But we also, I mean, where do y'all evaluate and value Ty Simpson as far as in the echelon of who's going to be drafted for this year's draft? I mean, is he a top 10 draft quarterback? Is he
I think he's a top 10 quarterback.
But he's is he a top 25 player?
No.
Oh.
Is he a top 50 player?
Maybe.
I'll put him 50 to 75, up in that range.
Which is a third
round?
Third rounder.
Yeah.
Third rounder.
Yeah.
Second or
Trinidad Chambliss, second rounder.
Trinidad's better than Simpson.
Heck yeah.
And obviously everybody's got Mendoza at first, but I'm just saying, like, you know, and we'll talk a little bit about it as we get into the top of the hour, but that was a morally sound decision that he felt like he could have made. Now, he was making money at Alabama to be there, which is good. But the $6.5 million to go play 8 months, realistically, is all he's playing. And, you know, possibly competing for a national championship with Miami. I mean, they're going to play on Monday night. Ole Miss, who was almost going to go play on Monday night. And then you got Tennessee, who, you know, they need somebody like that. And really, when you look at how how it's all set up, are we now going to go ahead and give it that unless you've been somewhere else and started, you're not going to win a national championship? Is that what we're going to do? I mean, are we going to say
that's what it's feeling
that
like
now if you're not a quarterback somewhere else and started and you go into the transfer portal and go somewhere else, that's the only way you're going to win a national championship with that quarterback?
J.J. McCarthy's the only one that didn't do it in like the last 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then before him, it was
Stetson Bennett. He came from somewhere else.
He came from somewhere else.
Burrow came from somewhere else. Lawrence did not.
I think
Lawrence
wasn't Stetson a walk-on at Georgia, right? I think Stetson was a Georgia guy through and through. He was the walk-on story at Georgia. I was pretty sure.
But somebody on the Red 17's phone line said that his rookie contract is 5 years. He's not going to make $6.5 million in his first 5 years in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
He's stupid not to take that.
Yeah. In 1 year.
I mean,
pop.
1 year.
It's so true.
So I don't know if I sent you this, but I know I sent you that the top 10 picks in the first round pretty much are going to make more money than they would ever make in college. Usually. It's the 11th pick in the first round that's like the teeter-totter one where you kind of like...
It's almost like a table drop-off. I mean, it drops off significantly.
Yes. And I sent you that, Paul. You've seen that one, right?
Yes.
That's why it's very important to some of these kids where they're drafted. I mean, it's purely, it's not just team, it's their, their rookie contract is totally based on where they're drafted.
Yeah.
Will we get to the place to where a legacy will not be a school's legacy, but it'll be their legacy because they're going to go from school to school? So that's really what we're going to look at more as these years keep going. Will the drive up of price for the NIL quarterbacks, will that drive up the price that the NFL will play? Because I don't know.
No, I don't think the NFL is going to feel pressured.
I think something's got to give because you're going to have all these quarterbacks, but I think there's one thing about these college quarterbacks that they go from place to place that's going to hurt them, and that is they're still not getting developed.
Oh, yeah.
I want to ask that. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're still not getting developed.
Go ahead.
And when we come back, we're going to talk about it. We do have somebody that has made a decision whether or not they're going to go to the NFL or not when we come back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here, 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
This is Touchstone Service.
The Red 17 studio line is open.
Demonstrate how to make a call with your dial telephone.
850-215-6290.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the College Football National Championship. The Indiana Hoosiers versus your Miami Hurricane. Listen live in ultra-high fidelity. 6, rolling. Coverage starts Monday at 6, kickoff at 6:30. Right here on your home for college football on the Gulf Coast.
75 yards.
Wow. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For tonight, partly cloudy and a low of 43 with wind 18 to 22 miles per hour out of the north-northwest. Sunshine tomorrow morning, a blustery wind and cool near 45. Sunny and 49 in the afternoon and evening. 61 and mostly sunshine with a gentle breeze Friday. Saturday, light sprinkles and a temperature about the same at 64. This is your Wednesday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Every love story deserves a perfect beginning. At Fine Jewelry, we believe that your engagement ring should be as unique as your love. Explore our vast selection of certified natural and lab-created diamonds, each hand-picked for brilliance and beauty. Whether you desire the timeless allure of one of our hand-selected engagement rings, or you'd like to custom design the perfect ring, visit us today and let our experts guide you in finding the ring of her dreams, because love deserves the best. Tracy's Fine Jewelry, where love sparkles.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. John. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Gator Boys are back.
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
And ready to defend their national title.
The rack, layup, good and wide. Off to the rim. Alley-oop dunk, smashed down by Condon. Oh, yes, sir. Gets the foul line extended. Rises for three. Bang, he got it to the rack. Dunks it with two hands.
On your home for Florida basketball.
Catch select Florida Gator basketball games on 104.3 ESPN.
Northwest Florida.
This is the Sports Blitz, where we don't have guests. We have punching bags. The Sports Blitz on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, hump day, right here at 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida, your place with the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson, and we're pumped up and ready to go. Don't forget, you can call in, you can text in on the Red 7T's phone line, 850-215-6290, the Red 7T's phone line, your place for custom apparel. Right here in the Panhandle. We've been discussing a lot about this whole transfer portal and everything that's crazy with it. Let me just say this. There's still the talk about Ty Simpson, and then we get Otis Reed says if Bama has a solid offensive line and the backs that can block for him, Simpson can be the guy to lead them back in the hunt for the national championship. My biggest question is with that, it was never discussed. Not one time has it been discussed that even there's a chance that Ty Simpson comes back to Alabama. I think he ran out of his welcome. I don't think there was an opportunity for him to come back. I think they were going with Austin Mack and Keelan. I just lost his last name. Either way, but
not Russell.
Yes,
was it Russell?
Yeah, Keelan Russell. So it's just crazy to me. But my question is in all of that being said, we alluded to this at the end of the last segment, Brandon. The development of the quarterbacks has really dropped off because we can't. I don't know if they're just dumbing it down on the offenses, down on college or what, but that's a big problem.
Yeah. So you were asking, do you have to get basically a transfer in here to have a shot to win a national championship? Are you having to get somebody with experience because the development has, kind of died back? And you ask where does that stop? And paying these players, first of all, I think there needs and has to be a salary cap for all D1, especially Power 4. If we're trying to implement equality, and as far as just not allowing schools to spend frivolous money like $250,000 to have a kid come visit, that would be coming out of something of their salary cap. But that's up to the NCAA, and have they ever made a correct decision on time? They've been negligent over the years. I don't see that coming really anytime soon. But as the product of the NFL, hear me out. Where do they step in at some point? Because this underdevelopment, is it not hurting the product of the NFL at some point? Especially when, like for the Colts, they put the young gun in there and it wasn't happening. You said who they pulled up, a 44-year-old quarterback named Phillip Rivers, right? I think that goes to show you that there aren't a bunch of young guys ready. You get your Josh Allens, you get your Patrick Mahomes, you get guys who are totally gifted, but the guys, as far as development, you're right. It's not there.
They have to sit though.
They have to. Well, they have to stay at one darn school and they have to learn. They can't bounce around when they don't get their way, and that's the problem. It's money and not getting to start. There is zero development, and I believe ultimately it's starting, especially at the quarterback position. It's starting to hurt the byproduct of the NFL quarterback position. To be quite honest with you,
I'll disagree.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you. What do you think? Why?
Have you learned a lot from your dad, right?
Yeah.
Did you have other mechanics you learned from?
Yeah.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? You go one place, you learn some things. You go somewhere else, you learn something else. I worked in restaurants. I learned here. I learned there. I learned from here. And then, there's some businesses that don't take any information from outside, and they don't develop into being something bigger or better or change. And those are usually the dinosaurs that get left behind.
Well,
I'll name
but there's a difference. There's a difference between learning and actually learning the quarterback position.
Okay, so
you can obtain information anywhere, but can you read defenses?
Yeah.
Can you read gaps? Can you audible to the right plays? It's more than just absolutely knowing things.
Oh yeah, like Mendoza.
Yes.
So Carson Beck developed 2 different teams, right? Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts. 2 different schools, learned things both places, I'm sure.
What's the difference between all of them, though? They all had to sit in the NFL. When you look at the people that you're talking about, when they sat and learned, they were able to be better. Now,
well, Jaden Daniels and Joe Burrow didn't.
And neither one of them have won a Super Bowl.
But one of them's been to the Super Bowl. The other one went to the NFC Championship last year.
Yeah, and the other one didn't make Jaden Daniels didn't make the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
And they're both hurt.
Well, he's hurt.
And they're both recovering from injuries, and one of them stays hurt.
But I think Carson Beck sat and learned from Georgia and Miami.
I think so. But what I'm telling you is he's still going to need to go sit behind somebody, because if you look at the successful quarterbacks in the NFL, you look at Aaron Rodgers, you look at Patrick Mahomes, you look at all of these quarterbacks. Look at Josh Allen. He sat behind Ryan Fitzpatrick when he first got there. He didn't step into the spot right out of the gate. Anybody that steps right into the gate, a lot of things usually happen. RG3, what happened? Jaden Daniels, we can add him to that list now because he come out the second. They call it the sophomore slump.
J.J. McCarthy, he got hurt.
They don't call it the sophomore slump because they slumped in the sophomore year. They get hurt usually, and they usually don't do well. The thing about Jalen Hurts is this. If you look at his his surroundings and what he did when he first got there. He didn't start day one. He wasn't the starter day one. And he's the only one out of the group that you named that won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, that's what I think we're going to start seeing. But either way, we are going to go to the Red 17's phone line. We've got Arnold on the line. What's going on today, my friend?
Oh, man, I was just wanting to call and tell you, that Ty Simpson, out of all the quarterbacks, we talked before about it, he would try to audible. Granted, he wouldn't start his audible to 10 seconds left, and then they'd have to call a timeout. Yeah. But anyway, I don't think he's going to get that option down in Miami, because Miami, if you'll watch, whatchamacallit, their quarterback, he don't never audible. None of them do. They don't audible to another play. I say Ty Simpson might be able to get along down there, but I don't think he will. I think they'll tell him, look, you're going to run the play we want. You're not going to audible out of it. Now, on Jalen Hurts, they fired the coach that drafted Jalen Hurts, and they kept Jalen and fired the coach.
The
if it
offensive
hadn't been for that coach, he wouldn't have made it.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Yeah, you're right. They fired the offensive coordinator for the Eagles yesterday, and then the thing about Ty Simpson is that he has filed his paperwork, so it's a done deal now. He can't go back. So he did file his paperwork.
Wait, Ty
with
Simpson?
The NFL. Yeah.
Oh, the NFL. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So he's done. And which Jeff thinks is admirable for him to say he always wanted to be an Alabama Crimson Tide captain, and that's where he leaves it.
I heard that.
Where's he from? Outside of Nashville, right?
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate the call.
All right, buddy. Have a good day.
You too.
Ty Simpson's from outside of Nashville?
Yeah.
Somewhere in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Northern Tennessee.
Yeah, he's over from Tennessee. But let's get back to this whole thing. That's what's got to happen. And so what they don't want to do is they don't want to have these guys coming in and sitting. But that's the recipe for success.
Yeah.
We've seen it time after time. And you can say what you want about Jordan Love, but him sitting behind Aaron Rodgers, he was much more of a polished quarterback than, say, a Jaden Daniels or a Caleb Williams that immediately was thrown into it. Yeah, Jaden Daniels went to the championship, the NFC championship, and had a great year. We're going to see what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Is he going to get, all of their coaches are gone. So we'll see what happens. He's going to go through another offensive coordinator now. So you really can't say, you can say he had one successful year but so did RG3. But if you look at the totality of RG3's NFL career, you wouldn't call it successful. I wouldn't either.
No.
Why was he injured? Because his style of play was not conducive to the style of play that his coaches, which was Shanahan's dad, which was what he was calling, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
He won Rookie of the Year. He was great.
And those years where the person starts right from the get-go and has been successful, because don't get me wrong, there's been Browns and Jets guys go straight and are unsuccessful.
Gone.
Yeah.
But like the Montana, the Elway, the Peyton Manning, the Eli Manning, those days are gone.
Well, I mean, just two prime examples and current ones. You've got two quarterbacks who are young. I think like C.J. Stroud might be in like his fourth year. You got Drake May, who's in his second year. They both spent 3 years at their respected college.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Drake May spent 3 years at North Carolina. Look at him. He's still in the playoffs. Is the number one seed.
Stroud
number two seed.
Two seed. He was in the MVP. Stroud lit it up his rookie year.
Knicks.
Rookie of the year. He had a sophomore slump, but here he is back again with a strong defense and a high offensive presence. Those are two prime examples of guys who did stay at their respected school, who developed and who are still having success in year 3, or Drake May year 2 and C.J. Stroud in year 3 or 4. I mean, those are two primes.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He struggled in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't even know if he was the guy. I mean, there was
they were toxic bus talk.
Yeah, there was a lot of, that kind of thing. You look at...
There was somewhere talking that he was the Fields, Justin Fields 2.0.
Right.
Yeah.
And Justin Fields is another one.
Yeah.
He comes in and plays right off the bat, and now he's just a serviceable backup.
Yeah, he was at Georgia, then went to Ohio State, then got drafted, and then has been at 3 or 4 different ones. He's a guy who's hopped around and hasn't been successful. So, I mean...
Is he at the Jets?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way, we're going to go and take our next call on the Red 7T's phone line. We got Robert on the line from Panama City Beach. Robert, how you doing today, my friend?
Out freaking standing. How about y'all guys?
We're doing wonderful in this beautiful weather inside.
Yes, sir. Inside. You're exactly right. I got just a couple of comments about these kids, and that's what they are, kids. By the way, Ty Simpson is from Martin, Tennessee. His daddy is the coach at the University of Tennessee, Martin.
Tennessee Martin.
He's got a brother named Graham that's going to make Ty look stupid.
Ooh, I hear it.
He is a bad man. In the state championship, they beat Pearl Cone like 66-24, and he threw for like 645 yards.
Oh, wow.
Had 7 passes, TDs, 3. He's just going to be a bad man. But Ty Simpson, the Moore kid out of Oregon, who else am I thinking about? But anyway, they're too young. They're too young. I don't care if they've been in the system a year or 2 or whatever. Ty Simpson's only played 1 freaking year.
Yep.
And he played injured the majority of it. He's not ready to go pro. These kids are going to get they're going to get their butts handed to them.
Yeah.
It's just, they're going to wind up going to somebody like the New York Jets, Arizona, or somebody like that. God, but no, please. It's terrible. These kids are going to get beat up bad. If they're going to do that, let's just do away with college football. To hell with it, We're already paying them. What the hell? Anyway, guys, I just rant.
Yeah, you're
ranting
good.
and raving. Sorry about
No, thanks, Robert. Appreciate you, man.
You know what the stories that aren't getting told, though? There's college quarterbacks. There was one at Utah, Cam
Rising.
And there's another one. I want to say his name is Grant. He was at Coastal Carolina, and these guys put up numbers, and they look great and all that, but the injuries just mounted for them, and it never made it to the NFL.
Yeah, that's
and they were great players, both of them.
Hey, another one that come out, Anthony Richardson, hurt. Had 1 year at Florida, barely played in high school, He had less than 20 games when he got drafted.
But he wasn't a winner.
He was a winner. He was a freak athlete. They were banking on he was like the next Cam Newton. I mean, that's the body style and athleticism he had. But that was another failure.
Yeah, and when you look at how it's going right now, you wonder what what it's going to be. And Robert, thank you so much for the call. We appreciate you, brother. I'm sorry I forgot that you were on there.
Yes, sir. No, you're fine. But anyway, Brandon, real quick, what are we going to do about a quarterback up on the hill, my man?
Hey, hey, thanks, man. No, Robert's right. I'm to the point where I'm rooting for George McIntyre. Let's quit being this desperate school. Let's quit offering $5 million to this guy not coming, $6 million to this guy not coming, having a guy visit campus that's hurt and hoping he's going to be the guy. Like I told you guys on break, Josh Heupel's supposed to be a quarterback coach. He is somebody who's supposed to be somebody who develops. In my all honesty, go with McIntyre. Let's pay him his $900,000 to $1 million. Let's invest the other $5 in defense. We got to the playoffs with Nico. I don't understand why we can't, get somewhere with McIntyre.
Yeah. Either way, we're going to take our next break, and when we come back, we're going to discuss a little bit more of this. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The game. Call or text us now on the Red 7T studio line. 850-215-6290. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Did they benefit from this with Lane Kiffin leaving? He doesn't want us. They kind of rallied around this. And I know it sounds strange that the guy who recruited all these players, built this team, got you in this position. Were you better because Lane Kiffin wasn't your coach last night?
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna with your latest forecast on ESPN Northwest Florida. For tonight, partly cloudy and a low of 43 with wind 18 to 22 miles per hour out of the north-northwest. Sunshine tomorrow morning, a blustery wind and cool near 45. Sunny and 49 in the afternoon and evening. 61 and mostly sunshine with a gentle breeze Friday. Saturday, light sprinkles and a temperature about the same at 64. This is your Wednesday's weather brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for tuning into ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Discover the new Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive the all-new 2026 Kia, where comfort, safety, and technology come together like never before. Explore the new 2026 SUV family that moves you and drive away in a new 2026 Seltos, Sportage, or Sorrento that are built to inspire every journey. Craving performance? Feel the thrill in the luxurious 2026 Kia K5 sedan, crafted for power, style, and you. And for innovation that sparks excitement, check out the 2026 all-electric Kia EV9, a modern masterpiece that's fast-charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. It's the peace of mind that you can trust. Visit us at 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or online at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for details.
The College Football Playoff National Championship. The magical run by the 10th-ranked Miami Hurricanes continues.
There's no bad play, no bad call, no injury that we can't overcome.
And they faced a top-ranked and undefeated Indiana Hoosiers.
All I can say is go IU and
Coverage starts Monday at 6 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
You've got the games, but we've got the breakdown.
That's the difference between a winning football team and a losing football team.
Hot takes, cold truths, and the takedowns that get everyone talking. This is the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson.
Then you're going to run into a big problem.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Your place for all things sports right here in the Panhandle. Don't forget tonight after the show at 6 o'clock, Auburn versus Missouri basketball tonight. Tip-offs at 6 right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You know what? I just want to say that I am very thankful for all of our sponsors, everybody that is here, that does all of the stuff that makes all of this possible. And you know what? I want to talk about AutoNation Ford in Panama City, 730 West 15th Street. Those guys really take care of their customers. Not only do they sell the cars, but they also service the vehicles. They've got all kinds of deals going on right now. They got some things that you may not know about that, and this is what's crazy, is that the tires that they can get for your vehicle are awesome. I mean, they can get the ones, are they called Nittos? They can get those. Those are the big ones, Jeffrey, where you can take the, what do you drive, a BMW or something like that? Yeah.
It's like an X series.
Yeah. You can take it, you can jack it up, and you can take it off-road if you want to, and then you can still look tough and cool riding down the road in your purple and gold shirt.
And put a feather in my hat.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So either way, go see those guys. AutoNation Ford in Panama City, right there by the railroad tracks. Now, did you know that they don't make trucks out of steel anymore? You know what they are?
Oh, fiberglass.
No, aluminum.
Aluminum.
And at Recommended Collision Center, tell us about that.
So, you know, Paul, like you said, today nearly every vehicle on the road contains aluminum components. I mean, from your hood, your doors, your liftgate, your trunk, even your truck bedside panels. Modern vehicles are lighter, stronger, and more fuel efficient because of aluminum. But repairing them, Paul, requires special training and equipment. At Recommended Collision, aluminum repair isn't new to us. We have all the technical professional aluminum equipment and training. We are fully equipped to repair or replace the aluminum parts on any make and model with particular expertise in Ford vehicles, including aluminum-bodied F-150 trucks. After 2015, Ford started making all of their F-150s, which is the most popular, affordable truck on the road, the most sold truck in the United States of America. After 2015, they started making them out of aluminum.
Check this out. Let me interrupt you real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you guys remember Chevy made aluminum beds after Ford did, but there was a commercial that Chevy did, and you could see it in the commercials. The dumbest commercial I'd ever saw. They took a toolbox and they dropped it in the Chevy steel bed, and you could tell the toolbox was empty of tools, and it just bounced. And then they took that same toolbox but was loaded with tools and dropped it in the aluminum bed, and it made a big old dent hole in the Ford truck. Well, guess what? The following year, Chevy converted over to aluminum beds. So anyway, just a little quick story.
Yeah, so, I mean, from any aluminum minor panel damage to full aluminum bedside replacements, our shop recommended has the tools and the know-how to do the job right. Our aluminum repair capabilities include, dedicated welding equipment, aluminum stud pulling systems for precise panel repair, and professional aluminum rivet guns for structural installation. So those do aluminum bedsides. They aren't glued on. They're not welded. They are riveted, but it takes a special aluminum rivet gun to be able to install those. So aluminum requires different processes than steel, and shortcuts can compromise the safety and performance. So it recommended we follow all major recommended repair methods to restore your vehicle's strength and fit and finish. If it's aluminum, we can repair it. So come see us at recommended 1329 Jinx Avenue.
Jeff wasn't paying attention at all up until you said stud, and he thought you were talking about him. But either way. So, yes, definitely do that. Let me just tell you this as well. The Panama City Little League has extended their baseball and softball registration. Go to our website, espnpc.com, and you can click on the icon that says Little League, and it'll take you right there. So get those kids signed up. It's not too late. Baseball, softball, and even t-ball for the little ones, they can get signed up there as well. Also, don't forget, if you want to be a coach, if you want to help the coach, you can volunteer. You have to go on there and fill out a background check and all that so that they can have you help out with the kids. So make sure you do that. Also, as you saw earlier, we have our weekly microphone sponsor, Humbert Diesel, right here in right over there in Lynn Haven. Those guys know how to do it. I know when you ride around town and you hear those diesel trucks and you see the black smoke, a lot of times it's not the loudness of it is not right. It's messed up. But those guys know how to make it sound good, make it puff out that black smoke. Have you ever saw that? Jeffrey doesn't like it because he doesn't have a diesel, because he's not man enough to drive a diesel, but we'll talk about that another day. But either way,
it's a turbo. That's all.
Yeah. 1504 East Highway 390 in Lynn Haven. And don't forget their motto, your pride, or your ride, our pride. So make sure you go see those guys, Humbert Diesel, as well as YouTube and Facebook. They have a Facebook page as well. Go over there, give them a like, and go get your car fixed if you need it, your truck, your diesel. We've been talking a lot about the portal, and when you look at the portal, now we know that there's a problem in Oregon. They got a big problem. Dante Moore is staying. And now you got Dylan Raiola going there. Now, at the beginning, they said, Dylan Raiola said, if he stays or if he goes, I'll be the backup. No problem. Do you think, does Oregon have that much money that they can play two quarterbacks, 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, whatever the $1 million range is?
I mean, I would assume Raiola is, he's got to be being paid, a couple million, right?
He was making $3 million at Nebraska.
So is he going to take? So he wouldn't. You would think he would not taking a pay cut to go to Oregon, or is he? Hey, this is Oregon. We're Nike.
But you're going to sit the bench. You're going to hold the clipboard. You're going to learn that offense. Now, that's not an NFL offense.
How many years of eligibility does Raiola have?
Oh, he's still got 3 years left,
really?
I believe.
So maybe it's a long term. Maybe this is actually a mature, thought out, decision.
Now,
Maybe
he had an ACL. He had an ACL problem.
So he said, hey, I can go to this, Power 4 school. Not that Nebraska wasn't, but I think they're on different
They're
tiers.
both in Big Ten.
Yes,
playing the same
but
teams.
you're looking at the Big Ten here, and then you're looking at a school at the Big Ten here. And we've all talked about in the Big Ten the gap between those top 4 to 5 schools and those bottom 9 or 10 schools. So there's a huge gap. So he may be jumping, and and if he can learn that offense and put himself in position in the 27 calendar year, I mean, maybe he's got a long-term goal. Maybe it's not something like, hey, I'm wanting to go here and I want to start right away and make my money and then jump to the NFL. What if he's wanting to develop?
What do you think? I mean, do you think Dante Moore made the right decision staying at Oregon?
Sure.
Or you don't
but
think
did
Raiola
make the wrong decision
going to Oregon?
I mean, because Nico, I'm gonna leave him, is the one who made a bad decision. He took a pay cut.
He took a pay cut and
that
a
was
bunch of
not
losses.
smart. That was not intelligent.
Well, it wasn't if that's what you want as far as your only decision is made to make money because, I mean.
No, he took a pay cut to go to UCLA.
That's what I'm talking about.
Did,
if you say that
but
that's
also
the
Tennessee,
deal.
UCLA, come on, man.
Tennessee didn't make playoffs.
Neither UCLA wasn't even in the conversation for playoffs.
I understand, but I'm just saying, like, is that what we're doing? We're saying success is based off of how much money you make.
Well, I mean,
I think
because that's what you just said.
There's titles. I mean,
think
we're not talking. I can't believe we're not talking about Carson Beck because every time we're talking about all these quarterbacks and everything, we just avoid Carson Beck. It's like you just pushed him to the side. And he's in the national title on Monday.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be in the first round, and you don't.
Well, I mean, depends. I mean,
now that Dante Moore is gone,
we'll see what the combine does.
Now that Dante Moore is gone, he might even not go to the combine. He may not even throw at the combine.
Okay,
Carson
that's
Beck.
really
I don't
stupid.
like that.
They do that.
They do that a lot.
Yeah,
they do that
I mean,
a lot.
What are you, slow? You can't run the 40?
We're going to definitely have the greatest draft coverage this area has ever heard of because we're going to dive deep into all of it. We're going to go deep. But I'm just saying, like Carson Beck, when you say that, what do you mean? Because we've talked about him the whole year. What do you mean?
We haven't been talking about him like recently. I mean, unless he's playing, after his game, we talk about him. And otherwise, when we venture out to talking about players and all that, he's left out the conversation.
So what do you think? So if he is relevant and we're leaving him out, is he, in your mind, the second or third quarterback off the board? Obviously Mendoza, and now that Moore is staying, Moore's off.
He's a second or third.
He's second. I don't think who else could be third.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't see anybody else.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not seeing
I called him second before Moore. When I saw Moore play against Texas Tech, I said that guy right there is not better than Carson Beck.
Well, congratulations to Mendoza and Beck for getting drafted to the Raiders, the Cardinals, the Browns, the Jets. So
Cardinals are going to let go of Kyler Murray.
I think they have to.
Well, and you got to wonder if the other teams are going to take a shot with them and give them a second life. Like, will the Jets say, hey, we'll take Kyler Murray? Or will the Jets say, hey, let me have Tua Tagovailoa? Or, you know what I mean, based off draft picks and absorb some of their contract money that they have. And then you got these other teams, because do you think that with a new coach coming into Miami that Quinn Ewers' job is safe? Because you know how it is, the loyalty factor. They didn't draft him, so I might bring my guy in.
Yep.
And so that's what you got to look at. And
then he started 3 games. He got crushed, and then he won a game, and then he lost the last game of the season.
But I think Carson Beck is better than Quinn Ewers right now. How about that?
Ooh, wow.
I think his arm is stronger. I think he's more athletic. I think he understands the game better. And I just think he's better.
I'm not going to argue with you there.
I think he's better. So give me Carson Beck any day of the week. And I'm just going to tell you this. I think Carson Beck is more ready to play in an NFL game than Mendoza is.
Oh, yeah.
Because Mendoza does not change any plays, and he does exactly what he's told. He throws a great ball. He throws it to the people that he's supposed to, and just like somebody said on Monday, Miami is going to take away that first read. Let's see him do more than 1 or 2 reads. Let's see what happens when the pocket has to move outside the pocket. Can he do those things? And that's what we're going to have to see.
Mendoza's highly intelligent. So, I'm not worried about his intellectual quarterback decisions, which is half the job is thinking. The other half is athleticism. So you've seen the guys with all the athleticism in the world make wrong decisions, and they make a terrible quarterback. So, I think Mendoza mentally knows the quarterback position. I believe he's capable of making better decisions than Beck. But Beck's been doing it, I think, a little bit long. I mean, he's in his 7th year of college football here. So, I mean, he's older than, I would say, Bo Nix. He's older than, who are some of the young ones?
Same age.
Yeah. So.
Oh, well, I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Is he smarter than Josh Dobbs? Because Josh Dobbs,
no, but
is a rocket scientist. Number one,
astrophysicist,
whatever, smart.
Yeah.
Secondly, is he more athletic than Josh Dobbs? And if you can't answer that one, third.
I'm going to say no.
What's Josh Dobbs up to?
You've got, but you have seen. Hold on.
Josh Dobbs without the athletic ability.
The kind of like the Linsanity. You remember when Jeremy Lin was at New York?
The same thing, Jeremy Lin. Smart Harvard.
Right. You know, the Pasternaut had his time. He was the most talked about quarterback for a few weeks, right? Like being able to step in, being able to learn, and then he took his beating. But like the capabilities are there. I don't think that you are able to play the quarterback position, you know, without having, you know, some intellectual, you know, capacity to play. You know, no doubt about it. But I think the Pasternaut was just as, you know, as crazy as like, you know, the Linsanity and stuff like that. They had their spurts. You know, did it last? No, because the hot new product come about. They had to change the draft. You know, they got J.J. McCarthy, you know, so.
Yeah, and I get it. I'm just, that was kind of.
Yeah, you know, I mean, those were some good points.
A little bit,
those were some good points.
Because when you look at these quarterbacks, there's been so many great quarterbacks here recently that's come out of college football that has looked so good and so ready. And then when they get on the field, they look absolutely lost. And then you've got all of these guys talking about coming back. I mean, you had Cam Newton actually thinking, you know, talking about, hey, should I go get back in shape? You got, you know, Phillip Rivers coming back. And now you're like, okay, well, where's the depth of quarterbacks in the NFL now? They're nowhere to be found.
You know what? I believe it's practice. Don't listen to Allen Iverson. It's practice. They're limiting what practice amount of time they can do in college, and they're doing it with the camp because the camp used to start like June 1st, and now I think it's in July, right?
Yeah.
They're limiting their time in getting real-time practice and knowing what a real game's going to look like, and it's showing.
Yeah, because it's such a, you know, Georgia, for example. They, you know, when Kirby took over and then they used to do the defensive line would move to the right or move to the left pre-snap. Mm-hmm. And that would throw some teams off. They didn't know how to do that. And then, you know, fake the linebacker blitz in. And now you've got in the NFL and as well as in college, you've got defensive linemen dropping back in coverage trying to take away the short pass or the slants or the short pass to tight ends or the whatever. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is like we have all of these quarterbacks that we take them to New York and we show them off and we talk about they had 1 million yards passing, 1 million touchdowns and all of this. But here we are again, not able to develop college quarterbacks. And now when we get to the NFL, they're within 2 to 3 years, they're done. I mean, I will tell you this. Tua Tagovailoa, they said the ball never touched the ground at practice. They said it never touched the ground. Brian Daboll, who, whether you like what he did with the Giants or not, offensive-minded guy, smart guy, he had Tua cooking. Trent Dilfer, whether you like him, whether you think he's a good coach or not, he said Tua was the best college quarterback he ever saw throw the football. And he's been successful with Miami at times.
Yeah.
But there's been other times where he's not. And so it's like the college game, as much as we try to make it mirror or look like the NFL game, it's almost like they're playing something else. It's not like basketball. It's not. It's basketball. You could go play the best high school player in basketball that's on a team could probably go play Division II basketball and be okay. Now, Division I's a total different animal because of the size and the strength and all that, and I get it. But look at what Cooper Flagg has been able to do. Look what LeBron did when he came to the league. Look what Jordan did when he came to the league. Those guys were 18 years old, and I think Cooper Flagg was 17 years old. They were 18 and 17 years old, and they come in there, and they're able to compete on a high level. Basketball, totally different. But these guys that are coming from the NFL, they don't look the same until they learn how to play the game. And when you look at these quarterbacks that we're talking about, it's like, Ty Simpson, I hope you realize what you're getting yourself into. Dante Moore, you did the right thing, brother, if you are thinking about being an NFL player. You need more work. Carson Beck, people said, oh, man, you had the injury. You played really good at Georgia. You should go ahead and go to the league. No, he made his money, and now look at him. It doesn't matter what he does in the national championship. Now, if he goes out there and throws 4 interceptions, it's going to hurt his draft stock. But if he goes out there, throws 2 touchdowns, maybe has 1 pick, has 230, 250 yards, maybe runs, and they play them close, and their numbers are close to the same, Carson Beck's probably your second quarterback taken off the board. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you look at Carson Beck. Carson Beck is the standard, to me, of which you need to take to get to the NFL and be ready day one because, you know, like I said, Mendoza, don't think he's ready. Dante Moore didn't think he was ready. Ty Simpson, don't think he's ready. Not to step in day one because it's a hard game to do.
Yeah. And you know who's not developing quarterbacks?
Everybody.
Ohio State. C.J. Stroud, he's Ohio State?
Yeah.
He's the only one. Who was the quarterback last year? Came from Kansas State, went to Ohio State?
Will Howard.
Where's he at? I don't even know.
Pittsburgh.
Third string backup
behind Mason Rudolph.
Julian's saying they were pushing that on us. He's the top 10. He's the top 10. He finishes, fourth in the Heisman or fifth or in the Heisman, right? Not too tall and all that. What's he score in the Big Ten Championship? 10. What's he do against Miami? 10. Is that all he's good for? This is not a top 5 quarterback in college. And they're not developing anybody. C.J. Stroud's the only one who's pretty much panned out. But the Texans have an awesome defense.
Right. Well, and let me just say this. Let me give you a correlation, and I know we're bumped up against the break, but let me just give you this correlation real quick. It's almost like travel baseball. You know, my son plays travel baseball, and you'll have these 7-year-old teams, 8-year-old teams, 9-year-old teams, all the way up. And you can go and watch, and you can tell the teams that are there trying to win. And you can go and see the development of some of those kids, and you'll see those kids will get cut, or they will get, they'll bat last, or they'll be stuck in, this, and you can see that. We haven't experienced that. I'm not saying that about our teams that we've played for, but what I am saying is that it's a win now mentality. We are going to pay you a lot of money to help us win football games. We're not paying you a lot of money to develop you to do good after you leave us. It helps us when you leave, but if you look at every team that's in the top 35 in college football, they've got NFL players there. So you can go anywhere and still make it to the NFL. But now we've changed. Used to, you would go to Alabama, you'd go to Georgia, you'd go to LSU, you'd go to Ohio State, you'd go to Tennessee because you wanted to go to the pros. Now they go there to make money because now the coaches say, I don't care about your development. I want you to run our play the way we want to run it, and who cares if it translates? I just want to have that W at the end of the game. And that's where we are, and that's why college football is not producing the highest level of players. That's why you're seeing the struggle coming out of college, especially in the quarterback position. But either way, when we come back, we're going to discuss a little bit more about the NFL. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Reach reach out and smack someone? Call or text now. 850-215-6290. The Red 7T studio line.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the most college basketball.
Three-pointer, push it in. College basketball is back.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
The SEC, ACC, and beyond.
Oh, you saw that coming, Rampant.
The biggest games play right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
When it comes to backyard dreams, trust the name that's been making waves for over 65 years. Cox Pools. Serving the entire Florida Panhandle, Cox Pools brings experience, innovation, and quality to every custom pool design. From luxurious spas to resort-style pools, no vision is too big. Make your backyard the place to be with Cox Pools. Cox Pools, 65 years strong and still making a splash. Visit coxpools.com or call 850-235-7957.
We're proud to bring you the most popular cars in the world, like the stylish Camry and the sporty Corolla. Get award-winning style and 2.99% APR on a new Camry. Named the best new model by Kelley Blue Book. Plus, you get 90 days until you make your first payment. Curb appeal comes standard on the new Corolla. Designed to wow from the inside out. Get 2.99% APR plus 90 days until your first payment. Panama City Toyota, your Camry and Corolla headquarters.
Offer ends February 2nd. Visit PanamaCityToyota.com for details.
The Gator Boys are back.
Florida will cut down the nets. Winners of the national championship.
And ready to defend their national title.
To the rack. Layup good and one. Off for the rim. Alley-oop dunk. Smashed down by Condon. Oh, yes, sir. Gets the foul line extended. Rises for three. Bang, he got it. To the rack. Dunks it with two hands.
On your home for Florida basketball.
Catch select Florida Gator basketball games on 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Karen bought 83 liters of Dr. Thunder, a suitcase full of Cheez-Its, and a drum of Crisco. Now she's crying about using the self-check at Walmart.
Maybe we should speak to a manager or something.
Just saying. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Sports Blitz.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget tonight, in about 15 minutes, Auburn versus Missouri in basketball right here at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Don't forget, you still have time to call in to the show, 850-215-6290, the Red 7T's phone line. And also want to give a great shout out for AutoNation Ford in Panama City, Recommended Collision Center, Panama City, Little League, and Humbert Diesel and Repair. Thank you guys for the sponsorship. We appreciate it. Brandon, we've got to talk about the national championship game. But before we do, I'm going to let everybody know. A lot of people know this. Some people don't. I gave myself the opportunity to go and get the credentials for the national championship game because I was looking forward to going and covering it. And I was going to do all of the live videos. I was going to call in on Monday, give some hot takes about what's going on, who I'm going to pick, and all of that. But I was notified today by the College Football Playoff Committee that I have been denied. And so there you go. I will not be able to go to Miami to cover the game. They said that that if I had been from, our radio station had been from 30A, that I probably would have gotten it. But because we're in Panama City Beach, we was denied. So sorry about that, guys. Either way, I know. I'm really sorry about that.
You didn't name drop LSU Jeff?
I did not. I actually
probably really denied quick.
Yeah, it would have went Monday instead of today. You know, we made it to the last day. I think today was the last day to get them.
You should have never let them check your credit.
That's not true at all. But yeah, so either way, you know, and then unfortunately we have not had a winner yet to pick the score. Obviously the Indiana game.
That was weird.
I mean, how in the world? 56 to 22. Nobody was.
I mean, they were
close.
closer to the halftime score at 35-7.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying they, because I'm included in that. I mean, I picked the score.
Yeah. So, but either way, Brandon, you got Indiana versus Miami. You know how the story goes. Undefeated team coming in.
Yeah, 1 seed versus 10 seed. I guess
versus 10.
I guess Miami would be your Cinderella in this college football playoff. But I think that Cinderella story stops at the national championship. Indiana has just been far and beyond dominant. I have no reason for them to, not win it. I've got a score prediction. I know, I've been trying to be pretty reasonable and respectful when I predict these scores, but I'm wrong every time, and they're blowouts.
Like everybody else.
But how wrong are you? Are we talking grenades?
Pretty darn wrong. So I'm going to predict Indiana to win this game 42-21.
Wow.
So they're 8.5 points that they're giving Indiana. You might as well, X that by 2.5.
Has it stayed at 8.5?
8.5.
It is still 8.5.
Oh, I saw it go down to 7.5.
ESPN has it at 8.5.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Maybe on Hard Rock
Maybe
or something
bounced.
like that. They've got it. Different sports books will have it at different spreads.
Oh, they do that?
They do that.
I don't think they're going to score 42, but I was wrong about that 56 last week.
Yeah. I knew it was not going to be close, if you remember. I thought it was going to be way more than what I even predicted, but I just went with the...
I think I had 30. You had more than 30 with them scoring last week.
So, I already know you're going with Indiana.
Oh, yeah. 38-18.
Wow. So
it's a little bit less scoring on both sides of, both teams.
I'm not going to let my pick go until Friday. I will wait until Friday.
So yours is a 20-point spread.
20-point spread. 21. Oh, yeah, but I'm just less scoring because I think that Miami defense is going to clamp down at times, and Indiana's going to get tripped up. They're not going to be doing it like 35 at halftime. Come on, that's craziness.
Boy, you got to think.
I did not see that ever happening.
Now, you got to think, too.
2 turnovers.
Alabama, Indiana's first series in the Rose Bowl against Alabama, they went 3 and out. They hit him, and he did not look very good. I thought maybe this might be the chance, but they made some adjustments, and then boom. But what I am saying, though, is, there's some vulnerability. I still keep asking the question, is this team that showed up against Penn State, is that the team that's going to finally show up and play?
That's so long ago.
I understand.
Same thing with the SMU and the Louisville game for Miami. It's October.
Right. Is there there's anything in your mind, both of you, that says destiny for the Hurricanes is a part to play? Yeah, that it's their year. That it's just the way college. Wouldn't it be crazy if the lowest seed that's ever won a national title, because that's what this would be. This would be the lowest seed ever.
Yeah. Just think.
They just barely got in, too.
And now last year, you can't really say there were 7 and 8 seed because that Arizona State, Boise State with the automatic, rankings at 3-4 kind of makes it a little off. But we had a 7 and an 8 last year. Now we got a 1 and a 10.
Yeah, and it was the 8 that won it, right?
Yeah, 8 won it.
So that's the record right there. That's the lowest seed to ever win a national title ever in the history.
And in college basketball, I think it's a 9.
Yeah,
I think it was a 10.
So can we finally get a double-digit seeded? Team win a national title?
No.
You guys aren't going to make any friends of Hurricanes. I'm telling you.
No,
Bobby's calling.
We're not going to have too many friends. I watched that game wholeheartedly against Ole Miss. Miami could have beat Ole Miss by another 2 touchdowns. The defensive drops about made me throw up. I'm 32 years old. I feel like I could have caught. I'm like, these kids are getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. The ball is hitting them in the hand. There were at minimum 4 blatant defensive drops, and I know at least 1 offensive drop. When you're dropping the ball on defense, what is that? That's a turnover.
Oh, yeah.
That's an interception.
I'll tell you this.
We'll say it's 3 points.
It could have been. That's what I'm telling you. It made me sick to watch that.
And in that time of possession, the first half, a 4-point lead, really? It should have been more like 14.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Miami would have blown out Oregon, too, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Miami would have beat
And I'm just going to tell you, I think Indiana would have their absolute hands full with Trinidad Chambliss and that Ole Miss team.
I think Indiana's defense is pretty sneaky good. They just haven't been able to. What am I trying to say?
Well, they've been overshadowed by their offense.
Yes, and the Heisman winner, no doubt.
But would have Indiana scored 38 on Ole Miss? You're saying no.
I don't know about yes or no. I think so. But I also think Trinidad Chambliss and Ole Miss would score in the 30s as well.
Alabama had a better defense than Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alabama had a top 5 defense in the nation. And they let Indiana score 38 on them.
Yeah, and I'm just telling you this. Ole Miss's offense is 38 points way better than Alabama, too. So, yeah, I don't care about their scoring. It would have been a scoring fest. It would have been who gets the ball last wins the game.
Here's the thing. Miami's got to score more than 30 points to beat Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they've scored 31 against Ole Miss, and before that, it's been like 9 weeks.
Wow. The clock would have to run, and it would have to end quicker for them to win with 27.
I mean, they're going to need, I think Miami defense is going to need, multiple 3-and-outs. They're going to need a turnover, and they're going to have to run the ball for about 200 yards.
Well, I'm going to say this. Let me throw this in there, though. When you watch Miami play, and you watch them play offense, the thing that they're different than the teams that they've played against is Miami is more methodical. They don't really score fast. If you look at how much time they had the ball against Ole Miss, it was because you remember they imposed their will on Ole Miss.
They did.
With 3rd down and 4.
I think they
and 4th down and 2, saying we're going to run the football right down your throat, and we're not going to try to act pretty. We're not going to try to beat you to the edge. We're going to run it right down your throat, and that's going to be the key. Everybody's talking about Indiana's going to score this and score that, score this, score that. That's fine, but is Miami going to slow the ball down, run the football, run the play clock, and limit the ability for Indiana to have more snaps? Because you only get a certain amount of snaps during the game if you got a certain amount of time. So if Miami can slow the ball down, make long drives, run the football, make Mendoza sit on the line and watch, I mean, now we got a football game.
I think they held the playoff record for, what was it? It was a handful of 5 to 7, 12 play drives, in that game. And that's what they're going to have to do. I just think Indiana's defense is better than Ole Miss's defense. And I just don't think they're going to be able to sustain that many consecutive long drives to control the game that much and keep the ball out of Mendoza's
They're
hand.
giving up an average of 50 pounds on the defensive line to Miami. That's something that when you run smash mouth football, which is what Miami runs, Alabama was bigger than them too, but Alabama doesn't run smash mouth football. They run a zone blocking scheme that hits you on the edges. But when you look at Miami, they run it right at you. Fletcher runs it right at you. The other back, I can't think of his name, Brown or something, I think. He runs it right at you, and it takes game tackling. Not that they can't do it. I'm not saying that they can't, but I'm just pushing back a little bit. If you can control the clock, if you can control the game, if you can lean on those big boys in the trenches and make Indiana limit their touches, and then if you do get 1 or 2 3-and-outs or even 1 or 2 punts, period, no matter where you are, or get a field goal instead of a touchdown, then you win that series, and then that's how Miami can beat Indiana.
Yeah, and Miami's going to have to play
strength on strength.
It is.
Because Miami's not a quick score team anyway. So this is actually playing into their hands. It just depends on if they're going to be able to stop and allow these drives to continue with being able to run. If they can run, I'll tell you this. If they run the football for over 150 yards,
I said 200.
They're going to win. They're going to win.
Miami?
Miami's going to win. If they can run for 150 yards, they'll win because that means they're going to hold the ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That means they're going to limit
That's
the
why
touches.
I said about 200, but yeah, I mean, north of 150 sounds...
Fletcher's going to have to get 100. And then the other running back's going to have to get some.
Yeah, 60, 50, 40, something like that.
But I'm actually calling a wild card on Malachi Toney.
Dude, he's an animal.
If he's a come-out party,
we'll see. Either way, it's been a great show today. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Bone Crusher, for being here. We've had a great day. Don't forget, tomorrow is Thursday, and it's supposed to be cold. So put your clothes on, get your long johns on. We will see you tomorrow, Auburn, Missouri, right after the show. You've been listening to the Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Have a great night.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the College Football National Championship. The Indiana Hoosiers versus your Miami Hurricanes. Listen live in ultra-high fidelity. Pick six, rolling. Coverage starts Monday at 6, kickoff at 6:30. Right here on your home for college football on the Gulf Coast.
75 yards.